Hi, it's Janet Wakeland with RemarkablyCreated.com here with a One Take Wonder video for you. Today we're going to look at Stampin' Up's border stamps. They have a ton of them in the new catalog, and you'll have sets specifically with just borders, and you'll also find border images in quite a few of the other stamp sets. The border stamps are all now photopolymer, which means that you'll be able to do some things that I'm going to show you in just a few minutes with them. It also means that they are manufactured in the United States. We are now making them in our manufacturing facility in Kanab, so it's always nice to support Made in America products. This is the Borderette stamp set. Then we have our Draw the Line stamp set. It has little arrows, the little dots fit inside the circles. Really fun lines that you can use for journaling. It would be great for Project Life. It also creates some nice backgrounds. This is the Border Boutique. You've got some fun scallops here. No, they don't match any of the punches or the framelits. They're kind of an uneven scallop, but they're still fun to work with. And then you've got your background. This one is called Chalk Lines, and it kind of has a smudged line, so it gives it that chalk effect, especially when you're stamping it in white or embossing it in white. And then another one is called Bordering Blooms. Again, these little flower centers fit inside the flower. You've got the really pretty little wreaths and things like that. So let's take a look at some of the possibilities with the border stamps. Because they're photopolymer, if you're having trouble getting a good image, I recommend our paper piercing mat. It's a great size to work with. So we can have that. I've got one now dedicated just for stamping. And from the Borderette stamp, I've grabbed this one that has little triangles that actually looks a little bit like a pennant. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shape it on my block. That's one of the benefits of the photopolymer stamps, is that you can create a shape with it. So let's go ahead and we're going to ink it up. Make sure we get some good coverage on it. And because it's photopolymer, reds and pinks for some reason stain photopolymer. It doesn't ruin its ability to stamp, and that ink does not rub off on any other pad if you've washed them well. So we've got one here, and let's just do another one. And another one. So now we've got some fun banners going across the background. Let's take a look at a finished card that was done that way. This one here, we used 3 different color inks, so we cleaned it in between each time we stamped it to give it just a real fun, festive look at the top. Of course, our Celebrate, and then our Baker's Twine. So that's an idea there for you. Another possibility with them is to own multiples of the same set. I tend to be a little bit lazy, and let me just take this off for a second as I give you this tip. 11 by 17 grid paper from Stampin' Up is amazing and indispensable. Take your block and lay it edge up against one of the edges of the lines, and now you've got different grid lines that you can use to line your photopolymer stamps up, especially your border stamps. So the next time you're placing an order, and you're definitely one that's going to be working with borders, go ahead and add that 11 by 17 paper to your order. I've told you before that I tend to be a lazy stamper, and so as I've been able to be the hostess of parties and invest in my business, I've bought several of the same border stamps so that I can easily do backgrounds and fill them in very quickly. I don't have to stamp 20 rows. I can do just, 3 here and there. So we'll ink that up. Let me grab my paper piercing mat. And so you're going to get your image by working with 3 of them. And then here's the card that we made with it. We've got the background that was done. And again, I had 3 of them on the same block, so it made it very quick and easy to repeat that pattern. Of course, you can always do 9 individual ones. It's just up to you. I just tend, like I said, to be very, very lazy. Now looking at another possibility, this is our chalk background. And just to show you what I did with that one, again, we just laid it over and we just marched it across and we embossed it in white. Gives you kind of a wood grain looking background, so that one was really fun. And then also in this one is this really cute heart border. open this back up again, you can see the heart border here. And we used that one on this beautiful wedding card. So you can see the hearts embossed in gold. And yes, it's called chalk lines, and again, the tendency is to want to stamp it in white and create that chalk look, but it is pretty embossed. And then another one from that chalk lines is this border here, just a single color and just a single line up the side. So it's a nice little visual element that you can add with your border stamps. And then one last one for you as we look at those, at least sample wise. Here you have these lines, and on this card here that my friend Missy made, she used it to create the wallpaper. So that's really, really fun. So now let's look at one last idea. If you're going to own the border stamps, I do recommend that you invest in our big background clear block. This is designed for our background stamps, but it's going to make working with your stamps really, really fun. Because what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to add a whole bunch of stamps on your block and create custom background paper. And which one do we want to put with it? Actually, let's move that over. Just the one I was looking for. Note to self for future videos. Put your, there it is. Bifocals on, Janet. And you could use your markers and color each one of these lines a different color if you wanted to. For today's purpose, we're just going to go ahead and use a single color. So you can see where I've added several stamps here across. And let's get these up out of the way. We've got one more here. But you can see where you can just do something really, really fun. So I've got all these different ones on. And we can just take our ink. And again, remember I said you can take your markers instead if you wanted it to all be different colors. And now, because this is a big stamp, one of the things that I like to do is I like to leave it rubber side up just like I do with traditional background stamps. Lay my card down on top of it. I'll take my 11 by 17 paper, fold it over, and I'm going to give it a good rub. I'll lift it off. And there you have a really fun background. Now, I would probably be a little bit more coordinated than that, but just to show you again with the large block that you can put tons of the big background stamps on there and you can have a little fun doing stuff. And then with this one here, we actually have small letters that you could put right on the lines if you wanted to. So you could actually stamp the lines with your stamp journaling on it at the same time. So have fun playing with our our border stamps, and I hope that you share your ideas and tips that you have for using them back with me as well. Take care and God bless.